Hi, boys and girls. I'm back with Junie B. Jones' Toothless Wonder, and we are on chapter 5, The Fairy. That night we had festivities. Festivities is when my grandpa and grandma come over and all of us eat cake. Grandma Helen Miller made the cake herself. She put a big smiley face on top. Only that is not all, because the smiley face had a tooth missing, just like me. I laughed and laughed at that silly thing. Then I reached in my pocket and I got my tooth and I passed it all around the table. Oh, that's a beaut, Junie B, said Grandma Miller. I know it, Grandma. I know it is a beaut, I said, real proud. I can't wait to take it to school for show and tell. The children are going to love this thing. Daddy looked strange at me. Oh, gee, I don't know, honey, he said. I'm not really sure you should take your tooth to school. Mother shook her head. Oh, no, Junie B. That's definitely not a good idea, she said. And besides, you won't even have your tooth on Monday, remember? You have to leave it for the tooth fairy tonight. Just then my skin got chill bumps again and the flutterflies came back in my stomach because I know stuff about the fairy. That's why. My voice felt kind of shaky. Yeah, only what if I don't want to leave my tooth for the tooth fairy, Mother? I said, what if I want to take it in for show and tell? And that's all. Mother shook her head again. No, Junie B, no show and tell, she said. Taking a tooth to show and tell is just, well, it's just disgusting, said Daddy. Yes, said Mother, disgusting. I whined at those two. No, it isn't, I said. Lots of kids bring their teeth to school because one time Roger bought in a shark's tooth and he even let me and her put it right in our mouths. And then we look like sharks too. I thought some more. Plus, another time, Shirley brought in her grandmother's dentures, and lots of us put those in our mouths too. Grandma Miller did a gag. Only I don't actually know why. My grandpa patted her hand. Just be glad she doesn't want to take the spit cup, he whispered. Just then, my whole face lit it up because I have ears like a hawk, of course. The spit cup, I will take the spit cup, I hollered. I jumped down from my chair and I zoomed to the bathroom, and then I got to the spit cup out of the trash and I dusted it off real good. Good news, people, I shouted real loud. There's still some blood around the edges. Then I quick ran back to show them. Grandma Miller closed her eyes at that sight. Then Mother put her head on the table and hid her face in her arms. The festivities were over, I believe. After Grandma and Grandpa Miller left, Mother took me to the bathroom and she brushed my teeth really careful. Then I took my loose tooth out of my pocket and I brushed that guy too. I held it up to the light. Look, I said, look how shiny I made it. I really wish I could take this tooth to school, Mother. I really, really wish with all my might. Mother gave me a hug. I know you do, Junie B, but it's going to be fun to put it under your pillow tonight, isn't it? She smiled. I remember when I was a little girl and I couldn't wait to wake up in the morning and find out how much money the tooth fairy had left me. My skin got prickly at that name again. Also, sweaty came on my head. I thought and I thought about what to do, and then finally I stood on my tiptoes and I whispered in Mother's ear, yeah, only I know stuff about the fairy, Mother. I know the truth. Mother looked shocked at me. The truth, she said. What truth? Yes, I whispered. I know the exact truth, Mother, because last year, Polly Allen Puffer told me about the whole entire story. Remember, Polly Allen Puffer was the one who told her the five scary secrets about Halloween that really were they true? I don't think you can trust this Polly Allen Puffer guy. I took another deep breath. Then I cupped my hands around her ear. That's her cupping her hands and telling her mom's the secret. And I talked even quieter. The fairy isn't real, I said. Tooth fairy is just pretend. Mother's eyes got big and wide at me. No, she said. Yes, I whispered back. Polly Allen learned it from his big brother. The tooth fairy isn't real at all. She's actually a teensy little tooth witch. Mother's mouth came all the way open. A tooth witch? Shh, I said. We have to talk soft, Mother. If the tooth witch hears anyone telling her secret, she flies in their room at night and she pinches their cheeks. Mother covered her face with her hands. She was in shock, I believe. Polly Ellen's brother even saw the tooth witch, I said, because one night he put a tooth under his pillow and then he stayed awake all night and he saw a tooth witch fly in his room on a teensy little toothbrush. Oh my, said Mother. I know it is, oh my, I said, and that isn't even the worstest part, because the witch walked right under his pillow and she carried out his tooth and then she chomped a big bite out of it, just like it was a little tooth apple. Mother made a noise behind her hands. I patted her very nice. I know how you feel. This is very hard to hear. Finally, Mother took her hands away. But it doesn't really make sense, Junie B, she said. I mean, why would a little witch leave money under your pillow? A witch would never do something that nice, would she? I rolled my eyes up to the ceiling because sometimes I have to explain everything to that woman. Of course she would, Mother. Don't you get it? The witch leaves money so the children think she's really a fairy. Because if the children don't think there's a fairy, they won't leave their tooth, right? And if they don't leave their teeth, the witch won't get any tooth apples. Mother closed her eyes very, very tight. Then all of a sudden, she opened the bathroom door and she ran right out of the room. She's taking it harder than I thought. That Polly Allen Puffer, he just makes up stories, and Junie B really shouldn't believe him. All right, the next chapter is called Full of Soup, and we'll read that tomorrow. All right, bye, boys and girls.